All right, welcome everyone to this week's episode of Entrepreneur Insider Secrets podcast. This week we're going to be talking about creating a seamless onboarding process for your clients. Now, this is something that I think is probably not thought of enough, not talked about enough, because when we think about building our business, usually the first and foremost thing that is obviously on our mind is we got to get clients, right? We got to go out, we got to find people who will work with us, find people who will hire us or will buy our stuff. And that's obviously very, very important. But there's another side to, because those clients generate revenue for the business, but there's another side to this. And this is something that I think I see people fall down with a lot, who are in the, have their own businesses and have been doing this for a while, is everyone's usually focused on, I got to get the next client, get the next client, get the next client. When in reality, it's just as important to keep your clients as it is to get the new ones. When you are able to get a client and then have that client stick around and make repeat purchases again and again, it's incredibly valuable to you. It's incredibly important, and it reduces the need to constantly go out and get another customer, because the customers that you have are very happy with you. They're very content. They're very eager to keep doing business with you and to keep buying from you. And so this is why maintaining those relationships, maintaining the value that you have, keeping your clients satisfied is so incredibly important. And one of the best ways to do this is honestly through an onboarding process, because when you sign up a new client, especially if you have a coaching business, it's all about the relationship. It's all about how you're working with that individual, how it's going. And I've had I've hired several coaches over the course of my life that I've worked with. And I've had coaches who were great, who I trusted completely, that I loved working with, and that we had a great relationship with. And I've had other coaches that I was like, yeah, you're not the right person for me. This is not it. I don't want to work with you anymore. It's just the relationship is not there. And so if you're doing this, you really need to make sure that you have a process set up in place so you can start building that relationship on the right foot. And that really happens through the onboarding process. And I just want to go through some reasons. Let's go through some reasons why a strong onboarding process for your clients is essential for you to have success. One, first impressions matter. Let's be honest. If you meet this person and you're considering hiring them or doing business with them, and the first impression is, this guy's kind of a jerk. This guy's really arrogant. I don't know that I trust him. We're not getting off to a great start here. We're not moving in a great direction. We're not in a place where you're very eager to do business with him. And even if you do decide to do business with him, one or two more little things and you're probably out. You're already on the edge of unsure if this is a good person to work with. And if one or two more things happen, okay, that's just confirming all my suspicions. I'm out of here. And the opposite is also true. If you get off to a good start and this client goes, you know what, I really like you. I really like working with you. I enjoy, getting to know you. You're a person I trust. You're a person I like. This is a working relationship that we can do. I can do this. And so if there is a challenge in the future, those challenges suddenly become smaller. They're not they're not on the already 1 foot out the door. They're like, hey, this happened, and you know what? I just need to reach out to David and ask him about this, because, I know David will take care of it. So suddenly, yes, it's the same problem, but now the problem is much smaller in their perception, because you have a better relationship. You have a good start to it. And as well, so many times that when a client starts working with you, there's a mismatch. There's a mismatch between what the client thinks is going to happen and how your program or services actually work. There's a gap in there. They may have heard something in your marketing or in your sales conversation they may have heard something that actually isn't true, or you may have said something in such a way that led them to believe something that wasn't actually true. And they may be sitting there going, well, I thought we were going to do this and this, and I thought I got that. And you're like, no, that's not how it works. I have somebody that I'm working with right now, in a business that I'm consulting with, that's coming in, making lots of demands on things. And it's just like, this is not how this program works. And it's not even my business. I'm just doing some consulting work over here. And I'm being brought in to help manage the situation. And these people have a very unrealistic expectation of how this program works. And so having a good transition, having that good communication makes it much more easy to understand, okay, this is how this program works. So my expectations are in line with what's actually happening. And that, again, those lines of communication need to be clear. They need to be easily understood. Where do I go to find things? It needs to be very clear and easy to be, easy to know. Like, hey, I go find things over here. This is where I go if I need this or if I need that. And it reduces confusion. Clients are no longer saying, oh, I'm confused. I don't know where to go. I can't find anything. I don't know how things work. I'm feeling overwhelmed because there's just so much here and I don't even know where to start. Well, that's where they can get lost. And then they throw their hands up and say, what's the point? I give up. And they walk away. Instead, it's far better to have you provide a good, clear understanding, walk them through that transition so that they can see, okay, if I need help with this, I go right here. If I need help with that, I go right there. If I need help with that thing, then it's over there. And okay, I get it. I know the lay of the land. I know where I can get help. I know where I can get resources. I know where I can get tools. And it's very, very clear and very, very easily understood. And so if you want all those things, you can, manage that very well. And it makes things much simpler for them to understand, reduces that confusion, and it also gives them some immediate value because they're sitting there going, wow, I have this at my disposal, I have that at my disposal. Now I have this tool, I have that resource, and I have, calls that I can get on and ask questions of. There's all these things they're feeling like, hey, this is great. This is exactly what I need. And especially if you can help them get a quick win, even if it's small, if it's something that's not even a big thing, if you could just help them get a small, quick win, bingo. Now they're feeling like, all right, it's working. I'm getting momentum. Things are going well. Things are going in the right direction. Now let's keep going. Whereas before, if they start off, I'm confused, I don't know where to find things, this is frustrating, I don't get it. Now we're headed in the opposite direction. Not only not having momentum, not only are they not getting a quick win, they're getting quick frustration. They're getting quick discouragement, which again is going to lead to them to want to exit. And so by having clear communication, by having a process in line where you are bringing, maybe you're just doing an onboarding call. Like, again, when you start bringing people in, you start bringing new clients in, and especially when the business starts to get going and you start bringing in multiple clients and you're bringing them in bunches, you can start to feel like, oh man, I don't know, how to manage all these people. So you can do an onboarding call, a regular onboarding call where you walk people through the process of just like, hey, if you have questions, here's how to find all the resources that you have at your disposal. You have this, you have that, you have this, you have that. Okay, do you have questions about these things? How do I get help if I need help with that? Okay, go to here. And it just makes them feel supported. It makes them feel cared for. It makes them feel heard and seen. And it just makes life a lot easier for you. It's going to make life a lot simpler. And all of those things so much, again, when you, especially if you're not just selling a product, if you're selling something that's at all interpersonal with your clients, like coaching, it's a relationship. At the end of the day, it's very much just a relationship. And you have to keep that in mind. At its core, That's what you're dealing with. That's what you're managing. It's a relationship. And that relationship has to have good communication. It has to have good interpersonal contact for that client to feel valued, for that client to feel important, for that client to feel like, okay, this is a good place for me to belong. Otherwise, they're going to feel like I don't belong here. This isn't the place for me. And when somebody feels that, they're out. They're going to leave. They're going to walk because I don't belong here. These aren't my people. I guess you could say this isn't the place where I belong. And they're going to walk out the door. And then you got to go and get a new client again. And then again and again. And so doing this in such a way that you can manage the existing clients keeps them around. It keeps you building community. It keeps them sticking around. It keeps them feeling valued and important. And as a result, they're feeling like, this is great. This is amazing. I am getting so much value here. These are my people. This is the tribe and the community that I belong to. And you're just in a situation where you're feeling like, this is where I want to be. And I'm also going to recommend my friend over here join and become part of this program, or hire you as a coach, because this is so incredible and this is so wonderful. And it helps your business on so many levels. And one of the things as well is another aspect to this is you want to set up your onboarding process to automate and to how people get help, how people get support. When you first get started and things aren't all lined up neatly and they're not all, organized smoothly, you're going to start answering the exact same question over and over and over again. And you're going to realize, okay, this is like the 5th time this month I've gotten this question. Like, maybe if I created a tool, maybe if I created an email that automatically went out to my members when they joined, that told them, here's how you do this. You go to this part of the members area to get this resource to do that. If you have those resources in there, what you can do is you make it better for the client, because the client's saying, oh, great, you've answered my question before I even asked it. Number 2, it reduces the need for you to keep answering the same question again and again. And it makes everything flow more smoothly. It makes everything go more efficiently. If you find ways, once you realize these are the things my clients keep asking for, these are the things they keep getting stuck on or they keep needing help with. And as a result, I'm going to, streamline this process. So I'm going to get them their answers quickly and efficiently. And I'm going to do it like on an onboarding call, so I can answer all these people's questions. I'm going to answer this one question all right here so they can all get the answer all at the same time. And as a result, there you go. There's your answer. You don't need to, 10 of you don't all need to send in the same email asking the same question. We're going to get on a call together and we're going to answer the question at one time. We're done. And it saves you a lot of time and it makes life easier for them because they don't have to send an email. They got the answer. There we go. Got it. That's what I needed to know. Great. And if you know that as well, then maybe you build something into your program that shows where that answer is, to make it clear. So let's talk about now some strategic things, like how can you do this in such a way so that you can set up this for yourself. So again, I talked about this a little bit earlier, is you need to make sure your communication is clear and your expectations are clear, because one of the things, again, that destroys these new relationships more than anything else is when a client comes on to your business and they think they're getting X, Y, and Z, and you're only giving them X and Y. And you never promised Z, but somehow in the process, they assumed that Z was going to be in there, or they just had a very different perspective on things and thought that they were going to get all this. And you're like, no, that's not even possible to do all those things. Or, we've also all had people who were the salespeople bringing in clients promise things that they shouldn't have. And now all of a sudden we're left cleaning up the mess because the client is expecting things that just aren't possible to do. And so you need to make sure that your communication is clear. And that can be done through an automated email sequence. That is also largely done through your marketing. when you're doing your marketing, you can have a guide of all the things that, are included in the program that you can email them as part of the process and say, here's the 10 things that we have included in the program and what you get. And when they join, you can have an automated email sequence that goes out to them that automatically sends them, hey, if you're looking for help with this, this is where you go. If you're looking for help with that, here's where you go. If you're looking for help with this, that's where you go. And it sets this clear understanding. And so they're automatically getting help. They're automatically getting the resources. They're feeling supported. They're feeling like they are getting what they need. And yet, they're not having to ask. They're automatically getting it. You're not having to constantly answer the same questions. And it gives them a better understanding of what they bought and how things are going to go. Because again, meeting those initial expectations and making sure those initial expectations are in line with how your business actually works are very important, because that will reduce client frustration huge. If your client can make sure that they're on the same page of knowing how this all process works, everything is going to go a lot smoother. Friction comes when they think things should be operating in a way different than what they actually are. So setting those clear boundaries, your availability and communication channels as well, because sometimes clients think, hey, I'm just going to call you on your cell phone all the time. Like, okay, it's not really how the program works. We do weekly coaching calls, group coaching calls. This is not one-on-one where you're calling me every week or every other day with all your problems. It's not how the program works. I am not available at 11 o'clock at night to sit down and coach you through something. There has to be boundaries and expectations, and those need to be stated. Like, these are when the calls are. This is how you get your questions answered. This is how you get your help. These are the resources available to you. Those types of things set boundaries, because again, most people are fine. Most people don't cause you problems. Most people will operate within a reasonable set of boundaries, but there are going to be some that boundaries, they do not understand what that word means. They just don't. They don't know what the word boundaries means. I want help, so I paid you to help me, so let's go. I'm messaging or texting you or calling you, and you're just like, what the heck? You're like, this is not 24/7. That was not at all. So, but you need to set those boundaries. You need to set those expectations and set them clearly in a kind way. Obviously, you don't want to set it rudely. Say, leave me alone. That's not what you're trying to do either. But you need to set kind boundaries. Say, hey, I'd love to help you with that. Our next call, our coaching call is tomorrow afternoon. I will address it then. And I'll be happy to help you then. And it just becomes this, like, here's how I will support you, and I care about you, and I want to help you, but we have to set the parameters and we have to set the boundaries. And again, use automation tools to create that consistent experience. The more that you can do that, the more that you can do those types of things, it will alleviate work on your end. Sending out automated emails, having a welcome video that they watch. The first thing that they do is they log in and they watch a welcome video, which tells them exactly how to find all the things that they need. And having all of those things in there, and having time where you get to know the client, like an initial call when somebody first jumps on their first coaching call. Make sure you're welcoming that person and saying, hey, welcome to the program. We're so excited you're here. And that makes that new client feel heard. That makes them feel valued. That makes them feel honored. It makes them feel important. And all of those things matter because they're new. And they're getting on a call with other people and they're like, I don't know about this. I don't know if this will work or not work, and so they want to, if I really fit here. And when you make them feel welcome, when you reach out to them, when you take the extra step to try and make them feel valued, everything kind of changes. Then the next thing is think about how you can help them get early wins and a quick success. Because again, whenever somebody buys something, one of the frequent things that happens is there's a little bit of buyer's remorse that happens, because you buy something and then the thoughts start going into your head. Did I do the right thing? Did I seriously make a mistake? Should I have not done this? But if you can help them, even if it's small, even if it's a small win, something minor, if it's moving in the direction that they want to go, and there's something here that you're like, hey, this is great. I've never gotten this success before. I've never had this kind of a win before. This is amazing. This is so helpful. This is so great. I'm so glad I'm here. And even if they still haven't accomplished the big goal yet, they've gotten a couple small ones. And those couple small ones are now like, I'm so excited because I'm moving in that direction. I'm moving towards achieving my big goal. And this is amazing. And this is great. This has got me excited. And now I'm all in. And now I'm feeling great about being here. Again, make sure that you have like a good success path for them. So that if they want, like you're coaching them towards a certain goal, right? You have a certain goal that you want to lead them towards, a certain goal that you want to take them towards. And what that means is like, okay, I'm hiring you as a coach or hiring you for this service because I want to achieve X. That's the thing that I want to do. That's the thing I want to achieve. And so like, I'm going to hire you, and then you get on the first call with the coach and they're like, okay, so how's it going? You're like, great. You're like, well, I'm here because I want you to show me how to, what's the first, and you're just like, what's the first step? I need that. What am I supposed to do first? You go, well, I don't know. Well, no, that's not good. That's not great. People are coming to you because they want to have a success map. They want to have a success path where they can go in and say, oh, okay, this is my first step. Great. Here's step 2. Here's step 3. Here's step 4. And in doing so, they know what to do. They know where to get started. It's like going on a journey and not knowing where to turn once you leave your driveway. I mean, it's frustrating. They're paying you for helping and understand what's my first step. Where is it that I want to go? What is it that I need to do first? And so offering them clear action steps makes them feel like, okay, I'm on the path. I'm on the path towards my goal. I'm on the path to where I want to go. And here's the clear action steps of what I want to do. And delivering that value, giving them that feeling of that just is going to build trust and excitement in them. It's just going to make them feel like this, okay, yes, I'm making progress. You know, I liken it to going to the gym when I work with a trainer. And, you know, if I went to the gym and the trainer was like, yeah, well, here, do some squats or something. And I'm like, what? Do you have a plan? Do you know what you're doing? Where you're like, and I leave the gym and I don't feel like I'm getting stronger or I'm getting in better shape. You feel discouraged and you're like, I don't feel like I'm making any progress. But when you leave the gym and you can tell I'm getting stronger, I'm getting better at this. And I can see we have a clear plan because I can see how the trainer laid everything out for all my workouts. And this makes sense to me. I start building excitement. I start getting like, yes, I have trust in the person that I'm working with. This is exciting for me because I can see how I'm moving forward. The same is going to be true for your client. They want to see a path. They want to see a path to success. They want to see a path to being able to win. And helping them get there, showing them that you know the way, that you know the path, that you know how to get there is going to build that trust and excitement. Then maintaining this over long term means you're going to have check-ins and support with them. Every so often, you're going to have to reach out and say, hey, how's it going? Maybe if a client has dropped off and they haven't been engaged for a while, you reach out to them and say, hey, I would just want to check in with you and see how you're doing and see if there's anything we could do for you. Would love to see you again. You know, because especially if you do group coaching, sometimes clients can drop off. And you can always schedule follow-up meetings with people if they need concerns addressed or if there's things that they're uncertain about and they need to feel supported and heard. You know, have an FAQ sheet. That's something that I think gets undervalued way too much. Let's say you have a series of questions that are very frequently asked. You can put together one document. You can go and create one document and put it on your website that says, here's answers to frequently asked questions. And if you have these questions, download this and it will answer all sorts of, like, you maybe have 10 questions that you get frequently when somebody gets started new. Here, have this, and they can download that and go, wow, this is so helpful. Now I know exactly what I need. They're glad because they got the answers that they were looking for. You're glad because you're like, I didn't even have to get on a call. I just gave it to them and boom, there we go. We're done. I didn't have to answer those questions in 10 emails. I just gave it to them in one document. So that makes it very smooth. And they're happy because even without asking, I got all the answers to my questions. This is great. So that's a very simple way that you can do something for your clients that will make things much easier. Always ask for feedback. Ask your clients, how's it going? How are you feeling? How are you doing with these things? Because getting feedback from your clients, like if you're losing a lot of clients and clients are leaving, not sticking around, they don't seem, they don't engage, they don't do things, send them a survey. Ask for feedback. Do some things to try and get some information to find out why did you leave? Why did you not stick around? Was there something in the program that you weren't happy with? Was there something that you did not enjoy, that it wasn't right for you, that didn't fit you, that you didn't feel like, hey, this is where I want to be. This is what I want, the place that I want to be in. And you can find out, what was the client not satisfied with? Why did they leave? And so these are all ways of getting understanding, because sometimes they don't want to say it in front of other people. They don't want to say it directly. But if you send them a survey that they can fill out, they may be more honest with you. And then you can take that in, you can learn and say, okay, I need to get a little bit better at this. I need to put this resource in place. Or if I was more clear on that, we would do better. And so you could do a lot of that, and you can use that feedback to optimize your process. And so really, this is, again, as you can tell, this whole thing is about the relationship with the client. And so you start with the process where you sell them into the business, and they join, they become a new customer, and they're probably a little like overwhelmed, a little uncertain, a little unsure of whether or not this was the right thing for them. So the onboarding process takes them through that journey. It kind of gets them solid within your program, solid within your relationship and in your business, and makes them feel good. And now that they have that, now their ability to stick around long term goes up substantially. Now their willingness to stick around, because they know that they're valued. They know that they're in the right place. They know that they're getting amazing help and support. They know they're getting what they need. And this is helping them get there. This is going to be the thing that they need to be able to succeed. And they're like, that's it. I'm on the right path. This is great. And now their engagement is very solid. And so all of these things are incredibly important. All these things are incredibly valuable. And again, when you have clients like that who are loyal, who are excited or happy to be with you, who want to be around, someday you're going to want to offer something new. Someday you're going to say, hey, I'm going to do a workshop, or I'm going to do a live event, and we're going to have it in my hometown, and I'm going to sell tickets to it. And guess what's going to happen? Your loyal clients are going to say, I want to be part of that. I want to do that because I want to be there with you, and I want to be there with the other people in this community because this is amazing. So this will help you in so many ways in your business. In so many ways, it's just about taking care for your clients. It's about making sure that they're getting what they need so you can help them get the result that they want as much as possible. And it just builds a relationship with your clients, where your clients are not just getting what they need, but they're becoming friends. They're becoming your biggest fans. They're like so appreciative of you. They're so grateful for you. They so want to be with you and around you because they feel like this is amazing and this is wonderful and this is great. And I love it here. I'm heard, I'm seen, I'm understood, and I don't ever want to leave. That's the kind of business that leads to incredible long-term success. Because there's a lot of people who can make a sale. There's a lot of people who can get someone to buy, but there's not as many people who can create a business that lasts. Too many people create businesses that are flares. They flash, they shine bright for a short period of time, but then they're out. A long-term business that sticks around over the long haul, that has long-term success for many years, is a business that takes care of its customers. And having a good onboarding plan is a key to doing that, because it helps your customer feel heard, understood, and valued. So that's it for today's episode. I hope you found a lot of value in that. If we can help you build out any of these things for your business, we would love to have you check out designlaunchgrow.com. And we would love to work with you to build your business, because that's what we do. So if you have questions, let me know. Otherwise, I hope you have an amazing day, and I will talk to you again very soon.